So today we will talk about HIV. So HIV is host specific. It only destroys the specific host. It only identifies a specific host. What it actually does, it destroys our immune system, which is the most valuable asset of our body. It is the most valuable asset of our body. So what actually HIV do? HIV is actually host specific. It destroys our immune system. If we talk about specifically, this destroys our acquired immune system. You know that there are two types of immune system, right? Acquired immune system. If you don't know what are the types of system, let me tell that. So we are having immune system, right? Basically we are having two types of immune system. First one is known as innate immune system. Innate immune system, right? And second one is acquired immune system. Second one is acquired immune system. So what is the difference between these both? The innate immune system is present from birth to death, right? What about acquired? What does that mean? It only comes when a virus attacks our body, so it is adaptive, right? It is adaptive, right? Whenever the virus or some pathogen enters our body. So over here, most probably the proteins work over here, right? Proteins, like we are having here, proteins work, globulin. The complementary system work over here, right? Globulin, right over here. But what about here? Here, B cells and T lymphocytes work. Basically we are talking about here we talk about blood, and here we talk about lymph. So where were we? So it actually destroys our acquired immune system. So in acquired immune system, it actually identifies T lymphocytes. Mostly they destroy T lymphocytes. There are other cells, for example brain cells. It also identifies the brain cells. It also identifies macrophages. We will talk about this in this video. So it identifies T lymphocytes, which are also known as T helper cells. T helper cells, like it identifies T lymphocytes, T helper cells. Why? Like you will be wondering that why only this HIV destroys the T lymphocytes or T helper cells? Because the T helper cells contains, because for example consider this as a T helper cell, because it contains a specific receptor. It contains a specific receptor known as CD4, cluster of differentiation 4. So this is the receptor, this is the protein receptor which is identified by the HIV. Okay, So over here, let me draw the. So what, consider this is the HIV, and it contains the glycoprotein. So this glycoprotein GP120 identifies it. It identifies this, and it works as a lock and key model. It works as a lock and key model. Lock and key model. Have you ever if you have studied enzyme in your previous classes, you know that what is lock and key model, right? It will work as a lock and key model, and after that it will do endocytosis. Like after HIV will identify the T helper cell, then it will work as a lock and key model, like the CD4, like the GP120 will enter into the specific region of CD4. So that is known as lock and key model. Like in lock, there is a specific key, that only that specific key will enter that lock. Likewise over here, there's the same, like this, that particular GP120 will enter that particular CD4, and then after doing that, endocytosis will be done for the life cycle of HIV. Let me explain you that how the endocytosis I'm talking about. So this is a diagram, right? So over here you can see this is a virus, right? Now you can see over here, you can see that how this GP120 is identifying this cell membrane. You can see over here, it is visible over here. Let me up this. It's visible over here. You can see how this GP120 is reading this, right? This is obviously CD4, and this is 120 GP120. So how this is reading this? So you can easily understand that how the lock and key model works, right? And after doing that, there is endocytosis, right? This process is known as endocytosis. Endocytosis is occurring over here, and you can easily see in this picture like how this GP120 is identifying the CD4 protein. If it's not visible, actually, is it? You can see the arrow over here, right? So you can understand. So what? So this HIV actually destroys the T lymphocytes. Now T lymphocyte act as T lymphocytes act as lympho. Let me up this. This T lymphocytes actually work as activator cells in our body. It works as an activator cells. Why? Because like if you have gone through the through my previous video, that how the virus survives inside the host cell, like, so there I have taught that there is MHC1, MHC2 that identifies like this, that is present, a protein receptor which is present on T helper cell, which identifies the pathogen. Now then it gives information to B cells to make antibodies. So like that, like these lymphocytes actually receive the information of any pathogen. Then after receiving that particular information, that it will provide to B cells, cytotoxic cells, then they will do work. So basically what the virus do, it destroys the T lymphocytes. Then how the message will be carried on, how the immune system will be known that there is some virus. So it actually identifies, it actually activates, other cells like B lymphocytes, and cytotoxic cells. It also identifies this. So T lymphocytes work as an activator because it activates other cells like B lymphocytes, cytotoxic cells. So the HIV virus attacks to other cell also, which is known as macrophages. So what are macrophages? So macrophages are actually, these are basically cells which work as phagocytotic phagocytic cells, which do they do the process of phagocytosis. Now you will be wondering that what is phagocytosis, right? So basically phagocytosis is the engulfing, like whenever it sees any virus or any pathogen, it engulfs it. So macrophages are the phagocytotic cells. So I hope the how the HIV host is specific is clear to you now.